What's up, and welcome back to Campfire Convos. On this episode, we have a musically inclined guest. That's a sneak peek. Teaser? I don't know. But we have Caleb with us today. And we talked about some interesting things. Among those, we talked about why and how invasive species are taking over Pennsylvania, why you sometimes need to kill them, and how music saved their lives. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure you stick around to the end. But before we get into that, we are sitting around the Packfire Smokeless Fire Pit, sitting on some click chairs, epic lounges. As always, drinking some Andy Shandy, which was phenomenal.
Oh, not empty.
Oh, that's a sin. And
now it's empty.
Did a little bit of tin cup out of our nice little flask here. So High Camp Flask, thanks to them too. That's all we got for the sponsorship bullshit though. What? Not bullshit, I should say bullshit, because we appreciate all of our sponsors. But yeah, I think we should jump into our conversation now. What do you think?
Let's do it.
I hope you guys enjoy the show. So you are just getting into forestry, right?
Yeah, this is, so I just graduated college. I guess it's been over a month now, like a month and a half almost.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm definitely glad to be out of college. I'm not a school guy for sure. So I'm glad to be out of college. But, you know, I think I definitely picked the field that's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I had some experience through college, like through internships and stuff. And I really enjoyed all of them. So I think, and, you know, my first internship was with another consultant down in Legan. They're based out of Ligonier.
Okay.
And they they're work hard, you know, when the job's done, it's done, you know. Never once did I get a lunch break.
Oh, damn.
Or any break for that matter, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was, which I'm glad though that I started out with that, because it almost like set the tone for how it's going to be. And they were some really good guys. This was just a father and son. They ran their business, so they're really good guys. They treated me really well when I'm there, and I'm very thankful for my experience I had there for sure.
Yeah.
But then I did the Game Commission for summer. I did the Forestry program at the Game Commission, and I love the Game Commission. I'm not gonna lie. It was, because, you know, I got my 2-year degree in wildlife here at Du Bois, and I wanted to get into some kind of wildlife. I really didn't know, I guess, what I wanted to do. You know how it is when you're a freshman, you know, I left my options open, let's just say that, you know?
Yep.
And I didn't know if I wanted to get into research. I kind of had an idea I wanted to do some type of land management, I guess. But when I worked for the Game Commission, it was like forestry for the wildlife, which was awesome to me, because, like, I guess in a place like this, if you were someone trying to make money, like this was your land, you wanted to go through and mark timber so you can make money, you're probably going to cut like a lot of the trees that are valuable, like economically. And the Game Commission, instead of looking at it as, I guess, something you can make money, they think, okay, well, like this white pine right here I'm looking at, like, oh man, there's so much nesting structure in that for birds, you know. So they look at it differently than what like a consultant does. Which there are some consultants that do manage for wildlife, and they do a great job. But there's others that don't, you know. They just screw the forest pretty much, you know, which kind of sucks. But there's definitely good ones out there for sure. Yeah.
So basically, am I understanding this correctly? There's two different sectors. There's like the private sector, and then there's like the public land sector, or let's say wildlife sector. And the private sector can be preserving the wildlife, but doesn't have to be. Whereas the public sector is more focused on just the preservation of the land. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, for sure. Like you have DCNR, the Game Commission, you know, we're here, the Forest Service. That's their main goal. I guess the Forest Service is a little more concerned with the timber, I guess, but definitely I think wildlife, which I'm not sure, I've never worked for them, but I would say that probably wildlife is their main goal too. But yeah, like the Game Commission is the state wildlife agency, so they're concerned with all kinds of wildlife.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then like private land has NRCS, which is, let me think of this, NRCS, National Resource Conservation
Services?
Yeah, service. That's probably it. Yeah. Yeah.
So what does NRCS do exactly?
Okay, so pretty much what they do is they fund private landowners if they want to make wildlife habitat on their property.
Yeah.
They'll give them funding to do, which it's a pretty complicated process, but they'll give them funding. Say they want to manage for some type of bird, or a lot of people manage for deer.
Yeah.
But you know, we have a lot of deer here in Pennsylvania, and it's almost a problem.
Yeah.
So if you say, I want to manage for deer, I want to manage for hunting,
Yeah.
they're probably not going to give you the funding.
Yeah.
But if you say, I want to manage for some type of songbird or something, that like golden wing warbler is a big one the Game Commission is managing for now, because they're not very common, and
Yeah.
I don't know for sure if they're endangered, but they're trying to get the population back. So if you want to say, I want to manage for golden wing warbler, you are managing for golden wing warbler, but the deer are also going to move in there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of similarities in habitat types.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little loophole people have, I guess. Yeah.
So with that, so obviously if the Game Commission doesn't want you to add deer to your property, right? That's probably for a reason.
Yeah.
So how does someone who wants to kind of manage for deer, but also use it for these songbirds, how do you do that properly to where you're not messing everything up? Like how do you not mess up the ecosystem in that area? So like if you want to do that, but you do it responsibly, I guess is what I'm asking. Because I feel like there might have someone listening to this who's like, oh yeah, let me go right to these songbirds now. But if they're going to do that, how do they do it responsibly?
So one big thing is early successional habitat, which is pretty much if you were to take the overstory off of a forest, like all these little birches and all these younger trees that are like this big around, that's early successional habitat.
Okay.
So if you were to take all that up, it's going to grow.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever drove past a timber sale. I'm sure you have. You might not have noticed or anything, but you can, like one that's maybe like 10 years old, that's like prime early successional habitat. You have a bunch of pole timber, a bunch of small little trees where it's like real thick in there, and there's all kinds of animals that use that. I mean, there's all kinds of birds. Grouse is a big one. I mean, the grouse are, we kind of lost our grouse population a little bit. Yeah. Maybe not up here as much, but I know like where I'm from, like we have no grouse hardly. Like I think I've seen one grouse down there in my entire life. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, they're just another example, but deer also love that. Yeah. So it's kind of a mix, which it's not that it's a bad thing that there's more deer. I mean, we definitely have a problem with deer, just from the forestry side. They eat a lot of our regeneration. So you have all these little trees growing up, and they just come through and mow them down. Yeah. And elk up here, which I haven't really got to experience that, but I can only imagine what an elk does. I mean, they're, I don't know how many more times bigger than a deer, but I can only imagine what they would do to a forest. But the elk are pretty managed. The population of them isn't too crazy. I think we're at like 16 or 1800 somewhere in there right now. So it's not too crazy. And they have kind of a specific habitat type too. Yeah. So it's not like the deer. A deer can literally be anywhere. Yeah. But
so a couple things on that. One, I think a lot of people don't realize how important it is to manage things like deer because of the habitat and like what they can do to an area.
For sure.
And two, I actually not too long ago was at a creator weekend, and they had a gentleman come in from Game Commission who actually manages the elk in the state. Okay. And he gave us his presentation, and it's on our schedule, and I almost skipped it. I'm like, that sounds dumb as fuck. It was the best presentation I've seen, and I can't tell you how long. Really? Like, this dude gave us so much cool information. The information was like, there's so much that goes into it that most people don't think of. And like you're saying, like the impact that it can have. Like he was saying, like, oh well, yeah, a farmer will be pissed because we know we're introducing these elk, and the hunters want us to bring more in, but we can't bring more in because it's doing all this damage. Like it'll go into a farm and destroy thousands of dollars of crop in a night.
For sure, yeah.
So how do you justify bringing more in if it's going to do that? And then he's like, well, you ever see someone hit a deer? Now imagine that times like 12, and that's what it's like hitting an elk with a car. And most of the time, like in a car accident with a deer, the deer loses, right?
Yeah.
With an elk, they both lose.
Yeah.
Like you're not just messed up, you're totaled.
Yeah.
So I think those are the things that a lot of people don't think of or consider. Like, oh, hey, I want more elk. Like, oh, hunter, bring all the elk. Well, now there's 15 extra car accidents because people hit an elk because there's so many of them. Or, hey, quit hunting, quit shooting the deer, and now there's how many other deer that are either destroying property, getting hit by cars, and that's the stuff that you might not notice at year 1, maybe not year 2 or 3, but year 4 or 5, that's when you have a population control issue that, now how do you fix it? Well, you're going to give a lot more tags. Like,
yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that are anti-hunting, you know, and I understand that to some point, because, you know, I think even, like, I'm a really big hunter. I love it. It's, like, one of the main things I do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think deep down, every time that I shoot a deer, like, you know, there's a celebration. Oh, I just shot a big buck, you know, you're excited, but deep down, it's like, man, like, this buck has kind of ruled this land for a while. Like, it is sad. And I think maybe not every hunter, for sure not every hunter, but I think most hunters that respect the land, you know, it is kind of sad a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's also like hunting is such a valuable tool for our ecosystem. I mean, if we didn't hunt deer, I mean, watch out.
Yeah.
Because our forests are going to be destroyed. Our ag lands are going to be destroyed because we're already so far above our carrying capacity.
Really?
For deer, yeah. I mean, we've introduced so much food, you know, with farms and stuff that there can be more deer now. So, but like naturally, I mean, I know I talked to like my pap, and he's like, well, back in the day, like you'd see a deer track, it's like, oh man, you know, there's a deer here, you know, but nowadays it's like you see deer on the side of the road, it's like, oh, please don't hit it, you know. It's like they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
So I want to touch on a couple things you just said. One, the hunting thing, right? So I haven't been hunting in a while. I really want to get hunting again this year, and I've said it the last couple years, so maybe this will be my way of like sticking to it. I'm
telling you, I'll take you out for sure if you want to.
My family has so much property. Everyone goes out. Man. I just don't fucking. So okay, so let me. I'll say this, and it'll make more sense. Okay, so I'm the oldest cousin sibling in my family, right? So my first couple years going out hunting, I was the only kid that was out there hunting. So I was like, oh yeah, let me get a big buck, let me do all this stuff. And I was kind of spoiled. My first buck ever was a 10 point. My only buck ever was a 10 point. Okay. So my average is a 10 point. 10 point, yeah.
That's a good thing to say there, yeah.
So I literally, my next couple years, the next 2 years after that, I hunted, and I passed on so many buck. Because I'm like, well, they're cool, but they're not 10 point.
Yeah.
And they're walking up to my younger brother, or they're walking up to my younger cousin. And it got to the point where we were taking like 15 deer off of our property a year. And I'm like, well, and we're giving it away, which is nice because the people we're giving away to like wanted the meat, needed the meat. But like, I don't want to kill something just to kill it. Like I'm not about to kill it to put it on my wall. If I'm going to kill it, I want to eat it. And so that's why I kind of phased out, because I respect the animal. And I think once I realized that, right? And I think this might, when I start to tell this story, I'm going to sound like a serial killer. I promise it makes sense. So when I was younger, I'd come up to camp, not far from here, and my grandparents would give me a BB gun and be like, go shoot anything you want, right? So I would shoot like chipmunks and birds and anything I can, and we would always take it, we'd throw it in the outhouse, because apparently the bacteria, the way it grows, I don't fucking know. That's what they told me. I don't know if it's true or not. Anyways, I had this moment where this cute little bird fluttered around, right? And it's probably like, maybe like 5 yards away. So like, it's not close, but it's not far. And I had a BB gun, and I was like, I wonder if I could hit that. and I hit it, right? Like fucking squared it up, dropped it. I went over and I looked at it and I picked it up and I looked at that bird and I was like, I just killed this thing to see if I could fucking, and I felt so bad. Yeah. And that was literally that moment. I stopped shooting anything. I went hunting, I think maybe 2 or 3 years after that, but it was very like, I know what I'm doing it for this reason. And I feel like a lot of, especially kids, right? Like it's important to learn that lesson of like life and death. But I do think that having that later age, like 12 or 13, that you can start, like get your actual license.
Now you can start even younger.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I like that.
Really?
Because I feel like I needed to be older to understand how that actually works. Because just the whole taking a life thing, I think is an understated part of that conversation. Sure, yeah. You know what I mean? And I mean, you said it because you appreciate the animal giving its life to feed you and stuff. Excuse me. But the other part of that is, I think that so many people who are against hunting are also the people who are going to the grocery store and buying, 20 pounds of beef and 15 pounds of turkey and all this chicken and shit. Like, if you are okay with someone else killing it so you can eat, you should also be okay with me killing it so I can eat and my family can eat. I think that's a big thing that's really messed up. Like how you're be mad, you're eating a steak as you're bitching at me for killing the thing that I'm also going to eat to feed my family. Yeah. So little tangent there.
And you think like a cow, like lives his whole life in a pasture full of cow manure, and he's fenced in. He only has a few acres that he can roam. Yep. Which, like, these deer out here, like, there's 500,000 acres right here. They can go wherever they want. They live a better life, and up until the moment, that a hunter shoots them. But I mean, which would you rather take? A cow that's caged in his whole life, or a deer that's at least enjoyed its life so far?
Yeah, and I mean, so here's the other thing to that too, right? Like, okay, it's a wild animal. If I don't eat it, it's gonna get hit on the road. It's gonna die of natural causes and decompose, which is also a good thing, right? Like, you have to have the ecosystem, other like scavengers and shit like that will eat off of it. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. But if that becomes too much of a thing, now you have a problem. Now you have, there's too many dead deer around for the scavengers to eat, or now the scavengers are multiplying in numbers that you can't handle. So again, it just goes back to the ecosystem management, where people, I think the normal person doesn't give it enough thought to understand it. Not that they can't understand it, because I don't think it's that complex. Yeah. But they don't give it enough thought to be like, oh yeah, if you stop killing the deer, what happens? All right, now what happens? Now what happens? And now what happens? And next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, this sucks. Yeah. So that's...
Well, like even down, like I'm from Somerset County. Yeah. And right next door is Bedford County. And Fayette County's on the other side. Yep. And Bedford County and Fayette County are like the hot spots for CWD right now. And when you get too many deer, it's just like cats in a barn. Yep. They're gonna get worms, they're gonna get other kinds of diseases when you have 40 cats living in one little barn. But the deer are kind of experiencing the same thing right now down there, because we're having CWD, and a lot of people are reporting deer, not deer, that was bad, but deer that are sick, and like they do this thing where they spin around in a circle, and like a circle as big as this area right here, and that's not a good sight to see, and no one wants to see that.
For our listeners, can you tell us what CWD is?
Yeah, so CWD stands for chronic wasting disease, and that it's like a pathon in your brain. It pretty much is all in the deer's brain, and I don't really know how to describe what it makes a deer do, because a lot of times people will shoot a deer that is acting completely normal, and they'll go get it tested for CWD, and this deer had CWD. Yeah. But it kills them. Ultimately, it kills them, and the end of their life is not good for sure. Like I was talking about, like they'll run around in a circle for I don't know how long before they die. Yeah. There are a lot of people, like I know my dad a couple years back, he was driving down the road and it was late at night, and there was this little buck that was just laying on the road, and he pulled right up to it and it never moved, and he walks a little closer to it, and it kind of like got up and just kind of looked at him like from media away, and it wasn't scared of him. You could tell it was really sick. They get real skinny, and that deer is probably going to go off and die not far from there. So when you start getting your deer population that is infected with that, a lot of people don't want to eat the meat from that. Which there have been studies showing that it's okay to still eat the meat if a deer has CWD, but a lot of people get freaked out by that, which is
understandable.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean it's a big problem now, and it's not as bad up this way for sure, but it's probably going to come up this way. I mean, the Game Commission is trying to manage for it right now, but it's really hard to say where we're going with that. Which you have EHD like over in Ohio, which is really bad, and the population will respond from that. Like a lot of places we're seeing, which I'm a hunter and I like to hunt mature deer. You're seeing some giant bucks coming out like 5 years after EHD outbreak. That's really bad because
what is EHD?
It's pretty similar to CW. Yeah, it's just kind of like a different disease. But yeah, and so the population is gonna respond from it. But definitely you don't want all your deer running around with CWD. And they get up here, and so deer are cervids, and elk are also cervids. So they're gonna. I hate to say it, but the elk are probably going to get it eventually. And every elk that gets killed, it's kind of like bear. You have to go through a check station. And every elk that gets killed, that gets tested for CWD. So we haven't had any yet. Yeah. I mean, I want to be optimistic and say that it's not going to happen and we have control over it, but unfortunately, I kind of have a gut feeling that it's probably, the elk are probably going to get it too.
Not if, it's just when.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, the Game Commission, definitely has the funding for it, and our biologist is doing a great job of trying to keep it away. And like I said, like it's bad, like down south, like, which is.
Sorry, I just fucked you with that.
That's all right. It's bad, like down south, which is probably two hours away. I don't know how many miles it is, but it can spread quick, and it's probably going to end up coming up here.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of CWD. I've not heard of EHD.
Yeah.
But I know that it's not a great thing. I did not know it was safe to eat, because I know in our area there's a big thing like, I don't know if it's just like, wait, are you supposed to turn in the hides?
You turn the head.
The head, is it head and hide or just head?
Yeah, well, just like from like where you're gonna quit getting meat up.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's just so they can test it?
Yeah.
Right, because it's brain, right? You said.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I would want to know before, because I'm weird with meat in general, like chicken, dude. If it's in my fridge for like 3 days, I'm like, nah, I probably can't eat it. Like, so anything like that. But I just started eating a lot more deer meat this year. First time I've had a freezer full of deer meat in a long time, and that's great. But
yeah, it is.
That was sidetracked. I apologize. But yeah, I think there's a lot of, and I already said this probably 2 or 3 times now, but there's so much stuff that goes into it that a lot of people don't give the thought of, like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, this will lead to this, lead to this, lead to this. And I think the more people that are out there learning it to understand it and then sharing it, I think that goes a long way. No,
I mean, outreach is a huge part of any environmental problem.
Yeah.
Like the Game Commission specifically, and DCNR as well, they have people that's all they do for their job is outreach. And CWD specifically is kind of a controversial thing. Like, a lot of people think it's not real, but they're like, when I was at Penn State Du Bois, we had a lady come in from the Game Commission saying, like, she was the outreach person, and she was telling us all these stories about people coming in and like arguing with the game I mean, there's so many things.
Oh, yeah.
People think like the game commissioner covering up mountain lions, like there's all kinds of things. But definitely just getting the public involved and aware of some of the problems we're having. Like another big one is invasives, invasive plants. I mean, deer can ruin a forest, but invasives will take over a forest like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible how bad some of the invasives are around here. Well, and around Pennsylvania in general.
Yeah.
But
no, is there something that makes Pennsylvania extra bad? Is it extra bad? Is there something that specifically that makes it extra like targeted, or?
I mean, I think all your states are going to have invasives. I mean, different across states, you know, the different climates, you know. But the public land, I think for the most part, keeps control of their invasives. You know, obviously gamelands will have some invasives, and they're going to try to spray them. State forests are going to have the same problem. The Forest Service right now, actually, is what I did today. I was out scouting for buckthorn, which is a new invasive to me. I think it's a new invasive in general.
Okay.
But I mean, I never heard of it before I started working here. But I guess it's like a shrub kinda, and it basically grows in the mid-story, and it'll shade out all your regeneration. So if you say you do a timber sale and you take out all the tall trees, all the overstory, then you're just going to be left with buckthorn, which buckthorn has berries, which is good for birds, I guess, but it really doesn't have that much, like there's not really that much good that it brings. And it's just going to spread, and it's going to end up taking over everything if we don't control it. You know?
So with something that's invasive, is there like a study that goes out saying, hey, this is new, so we don't want it, or let me rewind. Is it because it's invasive, it's new, we don't want it, or is there a study that's done to determine what it'll do and the path it will probably take, and then a decision made, or is it just like, hey, this is invasive, it's not supposed to be here, we don't want it here?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. So there's a lot of invasives. Like I think of one that would kind of poke out is Japanese honeysuckle or Japanese knotweed, obviously from Japan. They kind of do like the same thing I was talking about with buckthorn. They shade out the regeneration, but not necessarily all invasives, I guess, are bad. Like there are some species that we have that are good. Like I can think of pheasant. Like pheasant is not a native species here.
I didn't know that.
They're invasive, which they don't really live. There's not really like a breeding population here, but a lot of people like to hunt them. But we also have native invasives. So they're like an example of that is striped maple, which striped maple pretty much does the same thing. Like they all kind of do the same thing. But striped maple, it grows, 20, 30 feet tall, has really big leaves, so there doesn't allow shade to the ground. So it pretty much, I guess, in my mind, is what an invasive is just something that stops the forest from growing and from being a healthy forest.
That's fair.
Which there's so many. It's unbelievable how many we have now.
I mean, you have so many people coming from all these different places. I assume that it's traveling somehow from all the goods that are being shipped here, the people who are traveling,
part of it is that, but also like I think of Barberry. That's a pretty bad invasive we have now. The Game Commission gave a bunch of farmers Barberry to plant as a boundary, and they didn't realize what it could do. But now we have, like, I was in a property a couple weeks ago, and Barberry is sharp, it's thorny, like it can grow real thick and nasty. I was in a property a couple weeks ago where we were walking through it over our heads, and it was not fun. It was not fun. No, it was pretty terrible.
That's kind of interesting. How long ago was that? Did you put you on the spot? Do you know how long ago it was introduced? Like how?
I honestly don't know. I think if I had to guess, I'd say probably like 30 years ago, somewhere around there. But I could be wrong on that. I feel
like we're at the point now where people actually look into the things and learn. Like, they just put more research into it. Like, I'm sure they researched it some before they just made this decision but they don't have the kind of all-around knowledge of things to make as much of an educated guess then as they do now. So
yeah, I mean, they definitely didn't know what it was capable of.
Yeah,
and that's like Multiflora rose, which is my least favorite. I wish we could just get rid of that stuff because man, it's so nasty, and like the barbs on it are like they're hooked, so they like really stick in you, and it grows so thick like you can hardly walk through it. But that it has like a nice rose on it. It looks pretty, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's terrible. It grows through. It can grow through a field, a forest, pretty much wherever, and it'll completely take over. And then next thing you know, you go a couple years, you don't take care of it. That's all you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I mean, pretty much all invasives are like that, and that's why they're invasive.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they almost have to be like that. Like, if I'm going to come in, I have to come in and I got to figure out how to exist, right? Like, and I'm not talking me, I'm talking like the invasive species. So if I'm an invasive species, I'm coming in, I got to figure out how I'm here, and then I need to I need to breed myself as much as possible to give my lifeline or my bloodline as much hope, right? And I think that obviously sounds way less weird when you're talking about an animal that's invasive, where it's like, hey, reproducing that way. But it's for plants, it's the same thing. Yeah. Except they can breed significantly more than an animal, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't have, like they have their breeding seasons essentially, but it's not like, hey, I got this tree's pregnant for 9 months and now it can't do anything for that, so we're good.
Yeah.
But
well, they have to outcompete everything else is the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just a race to reproduce as much as possible at that point, right? Like, hey, we take this space, the more space we can take, the more we can take, and then kind of keeps going. I said that in a kind of weird way. I don't like how I said it.
No, I mean, I think down to the bone. I mean, that's pretty much how it is. Yeah.
But thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. But, well, I feel like I just picked your brain about some pretty hard stuff. Well, not hard stuff, but like deep questions about your profession that you're pretty new to. So thank you for answering. You're fucking knowledgeable, by the way.
I'm glad. Thank you.
Yeah, you must really give a shit about your what you're doing.
Yeah, so. I do. I mean, like I said, like I really think this is the field I'm meant to be in. And I mean, the best part about the field I'm in is I get to be outside every day. Yeah. Which on days like today, it sucks because I got soaked, like all day my jeans were just drenched and I was cold, and I think it got up to like 60 degrees today or something like that. So yeah, today kind of sucks, but kind of something I told my old coworker that kind of hated being outside or hated the rain specifically. Yeah. I said, every job you have, no matter what you're doing, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And our bad days are the days it rains or the days it's, 5 degrees outside and it's freezing cold. Yeah. But in my opinion, getting to be outside every day, that outweighs the bad, you know.
I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
This is my thing. I fucking love being outside too. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm admittedly also not a huge fan of the rain.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I don't like that damp feeling. Like when you're wet and you just can't get dry. That's the only thing. I'd rather be cold. I'd rather be cold and dry than like mildly warm and wet.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like something about like my socks are wet right now.
Yeah.
And I can physically feel it just like. Ooh.
Oh, that's like today. Like every step. Especially my left foot. For whatever reason, it was just my left foot. My right foot was pretty dry most of the day, but like every time I stepped with my left foot, it was like, I was like in a puddle, and just
it's the worst. My the boots I wear everywhere. The left foot, the sole is coming off. So there's a little spot where I just walk through puddles. Like I'm wearing work boots, they're waterproof. I just walk through puddles. I don't give a shit. And I've gotten such a habit when I'm doing that now I just don't care. So they'll be like halfway up your foot, right?
Yeah.
Well, 20 steps into a puddle is when it just gets me a little bit. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, another little one, and next thing you know, my entire boot's full of water. I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah. The boots I had on today, like I just bought them a month ago. They say waterproof. I don't know. I mean, granted, today was a pretty wet day, and I was in a lot of wetlands, so it was pretty wet. The grass was high. I really couldn't see where I was stepping. But I mean, they're not foolproof. Let's just say that,
Every waterproof boot I've ever bought, I've always waterproofed them additionally because I don't fucking trust it.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah.
And you know what? I'd rather spend $20 that I don't need to spend than have wet feet every time I wear my boots.
Yeah, that's smart for sure. Yeah.
But all right, I got one more question related-ish to this, and then I want to pivot a little bit.
All right.
But I don't know if this falls into your realm or not. So if it doesn't, just tell me to fuck off. Ticks.
Oh yeah.
So you've been walking through a bunch of shit recently. Are ticks especially bad this year from what I'm hearing? Are you having issues with ticks? What should people do about ticks?
It's funny you say that because I had a tick in my leg just on Friday. We were driving out here to go camping, and I looked down and I was like, oh man, I got a tick in my leg, But I guess this year, I didn't think they were as bad as last year. Okay. Last year I actually got Lyme disease.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, me and Ireland, we were shed hunting on my property at home.
Yeah.
And our property is kind of notorious for having really bad ticks.
Yeah.
So, we were out one day and I had 8 of them dug into me, under the skin.
Shit.
And I plucked them all out. Next day I had a bullseye, and went to the doctor. I guess I was on Doxycontin. It really didn't work. So I ended up getting Lyme disease, which sucks. It's definitely not fun. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, ticks definitely suck, and you need to be careful with them for sure, because I have a lot of problems now that I didn't have before. Some days just my knee hurts, or I have allergies to stuff that I was never allergic to before.
Oh wow.
Which it affects everyone differently from what I hear. But yeah, definitely I take precaution now for sure.
Yeah.
And which my professor at Penn State, he sent me a link to these jeans, not these ones, but the ones I was wearing today. They have permanent insect repellent to them.
Oh.
So, which I maybe once or twice I can think of, I've still had ticks on them, but they won't dig down in. They don't like it, and they're good for I think it's 250 washes or something like that. So you get good use out of them.
Yeah.
But when I worked at the Game Commission and when I started this job here, they gave me a bottle of a chemical called Permethrin.
Yep.
Yeah, you've heard of that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Permethrin's pretty great. I mean, I don't want to say it's foolproof, but it pretty much is. I mean, you spray on your pants, you will walk through Barberry, which I was talking about earlier. That's prime tick habitat. You'll walk through there and you'll see ticks and they'll just bounce off you.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's pretty great stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So a couple questions. Oh, I want to rewind first to the Lyme disease, right? So once you have it, right?
That's from my understanding, yeah.
Okay. So you still have to watch out now that you already have it? Can you get it worse? Or can you get it again? Or how does that work for you?
Honestly, I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't had a bullseye since then.
Yeah.
Or I haven't had to take extra medication, I guess, since then.
Yeah.
But I think there's different types of ticks too that carry different diseases.
Yeah.
So, but I think if you get one that is carrying Lyme disease, I'm pretty sure that it's now you're really down.
Yeah. Well, so Milo, my pup, had tested positive for Lyme disease.
Ooh.
When I first got I first got him. I had him for a couple months. I got him to the vet because a vet apparently takes forever to get in. But got him tested I got him his vaccines and all this stuff, and they did blood work because I'm hey, I don't know where this dog came from, and he tested positive for Lyme's. Right, so they put him on a 30-day regimen, and they pissed me off a little bit. So I went to another vet.
Okay.
4 months later, maybe. and they tested him, and it came back negative for Lyme's.
Well,
So,
yeah.
from my understanding, once you have it, you have it. I think that's definitely how it is in people, at least. But they said that they expected to like it would just be a low amount, because the way they described it is when you test positive, you have a lot of it. I don't know what it is, but you have a lot of it in your system, so they can see it. And then when you're in like remission almost, you just have less of it, but you still test positive for it. Well, he just tested negative.
Really?
So, but they sent out extra blood work and all that stuff. They like wanted an extra test. That hasn't come back yet, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But ticks in general this year has been, I've not had, I camp all the time, and I've not had issues with ticks ever. And I had a tick in me this year,
really?
For the first time well, not for the first time ever, but the first time in a long time. I always have this fear, little mini tangent. I always have this fear I'm going to be getting my hair cut, and someone's going to be like, hey, you have a tick in your head. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways, but yeah, no, so he tested negative. I'm trying to figure that out, and now I'm paranoid about just everywhere, because obviously if he was somewhere that has it, I'm somewhere that has it.
Yeah.
So I'm more conscious about it. But I also learned that like normal bug spray you can't use with dogs. I don't know about Permethrin, but do you know anything specific about dogs and how to keep, like, can you use Permethrin on dogs? Do you know that?
I don't know about Permethrin specifically, but I feel like there is like a type of collar, I feel like, that they can keep ticks away.
Yeah. There's I'm sure there's a couple different ones, but Seresto? I don't know if that's the right name. There's the little gray collars. I know those are an option, but he has long hair, so I was told not to use those.
Okay.
So they want me to use these chewables that just make them like change. Here's my thing, like they change them so that the bugs don't like them. That sounds really not good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know.
I gone down a couple rabbit holes on that, and I don't know. Now I'm like, well, he fucking has it. I don't need to worry about it. But apparently now he doesn't have it again. So.
Well, I know Lyme's like, I had to be tested a couple times before I tested positive.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
so maybe it's just like, I don't know. That sample blood didn't. I don't really understand too much, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a conversation for us. We're just guessing. We're like throwing darts at the wall. Like, maybe something will stick. All right. Anyways, next. Wait, I had another question before it was related. Nope, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone forever. All right. Well, let's summarize. Well, just the tick part. So as someone who's had Lyme's, what would you recommend to people to reduce their chances as much as possible?
I mean, I love those, the pants I have. I haven't had any trouble since I had them, really. Then the day I had the one on my leg, I wasn't wearing them. No. And my pants were not treated with Permethrin. I got a little bit lazy because it only lasts like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit lazy and didn't spray myself or spray my clothes. You're not supposed to spray your skin.
Okay.
But definitely, I think they're called like Insect Shield or something like that. I think that's what they're called.
Is it a brand of jean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're cheap. I think I got mine for like $40.
Oh damn.
Yeah, they're not
I was
expensive.
thinking you were gonna say like $100
No, they're really cheap.
Yeah.
And they've been great for me, honestly. And I really like them because they have like the little hammer holder, and like I can put my paint gun there when I'm marking timber. So it's really nice for me.
Nice.
But that and Permethrin. I mean, if I've treated my clothes with Permethrin, I've never really had trouble. Or like I said, maybe you'll see them crawling on you, but they won't mess around on it too long. They'll jump off.
No, when you put it on, you just put it on like waist down kind of thing, like just your pants? Or
So you have to, like I put them out on a clothesline, and I spray one side, and I wait a few hours or like half a day, and I flip them over and I spray the other side, and then I wait. Well, you have to wait for it to dry, and because I guess if you put it like on your skin, it's bad for you, which I feel like some people might be freaked out about that, but I feel like that gives me a little security because it's like, okay, like this is like legit, you know, like it's really going to keep them off of me. So yeah, I mean, just hang them on the clothesline, spray them, and wait a little bit, and you'll be good.
Cool.
But,
all right. Well, I think I've picked your brain enough about business stuff.
yeah.
I want to pivot just a smidge, and I want to talk about the things you do in your free time.
All right.
And I kind of want to dive into the music stuff that you do.
Yeah.
Hard pivot for
Yeah.
but tell me what made you start doing music, and just like your journey to this point with starting and where you want to see it go and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think music has always kind of been a big part of my life, I guess. And my older brother, I think I have to thank for that, which he's not like a crazy musician or anything, but I can remember back in like middle school, at my school, we had a choice between, it was either music class or something else. And my brother's like, you gotta do it. I think it was chorus.
Yeah.
It was chorus or something else. I can't remember. But he's like, you gotta do chorus, which I think he did like 1 year chorus and never went back, you know. But I started doing chorus in like, I think it was like junior high, or it might even have been earlier than that. I can't remember. But I started doing chorus, and our chorus teacher at my high school, I really, really liked her a lot. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of like someone I look up to, I guess, even now, you know, that I'm graduated. But she made chorus fun for me, you know, and before this I wasn't really into music. Mm-hmm. And I guess just because she was the teacher, I kind of always took those classes. Yeah. And that, you know, there wasn't a lot of guys in my school that liked singing or any music really. So I kind of always felt obligated almost to kind of keep it going, you know. Yeah. And not that it would have failed if I wasn't in it for sure, but definitely like I wanted to do it so that way there were guys that were interested in it, you know. Yeah. And when I was about the same time I started doing chorus, my older brother also, he started playing guitar. And I was like, man, that's the coolest thing ever. And at the time, I was playing football, basketball, and baseball. And my mom was like, well, you don't have time to take guitar lessons. So I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I stopped playing football in junior high, and I started taking guitar lessons. And unfortunately, my guitar teacher moved like down to North Carolina after I was playing for only a couple months. Yeah. And I kind of just, you know, I didn't really even mean to, but I kind of ended up just teaching myself there for a while. Yeah. And it was something I enjoyed. And when I first got started on it, I really wasn't that into it, I guess. Like I'd play like maybe like once a week or something like that. I really wasn't into it that much. But then for whatever reason, like right after I graduated high school, I was kind of going through a rough time, and my guitar was just like my escape from everything. Like it was crazy. Like, and my parents probably got annoyed by it, but you know, I was always up in my room singing, playing my guitar for like hours a day. Yeah. And it was my escape, because I think everyone needs something that you really have to focus in on, like whether it's, you know, like I think of shooting a bow or something, like you really got to focus, or whatever that is, you know, for you. But yeah. Like that was kind of my thing, where like I really had to focus, and it kind of made me forget about everything else that's going on in my life, you know. And ever since then, I just never put it down, you know. And it's been, I don't even, 4 or 5 years now, and I started playing, and my guitar teacher actually moved back to Pennsylvania, and I started taking lessons with her again. Nice. Which is like a nice little reunion. Yeah. And she's big in our community. Like, she has a big band. Her and her husband, they play a lot, and they play pretty much every bar, every restaurant around that don't have them. Yeah. And she kind of got me in for my first gig, and it was like this little art festival. It's called Chalk the Block, where they have a bunch of artists that go on the road and they like draw with chalk on the road. Uh-huh. And that was my first gig, and I loved it. And she got me into a couple other ones, and then people would come to those festivals and they'd see me and be like, hey, I want you to play at my bar or my restaurant or whatever. And it kind of just went from there.
Yeah.
And it was nice at first. I was like, making a couple $100 on a weekend, and I was having a blast with it, really. I mean, like, when I was playing in my room, I'd always kind of think like, oh man, like I'd always imagine like being on stage, like playing to a bunch of people, but then kind of getting that to turn to reality was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then when I met Ireland, she said that she also did gigs on her own, and we kind of just combined, and I feel like since then we really put out some good stuff, and I think people like us a lot, and we kind of have a little name for ourselves now, which this summer we're not as busy, because the last 2 summers it's been like every single weekend we're playing, so this summer I guess we really didn't try as hard to get gigs, so we really only have a few lined up for this summer, and we just played last weekend up at Casale's in St. Mary's.
Nice.
Which that's all, we love playing there. That's probably our favorite place to play. But I mean, it's super fun to just go and play. You get a little nervous there, but you get halfway through the first song, you completely forget about it. Then you're just jamming after that,
Yeah, that pre-gig nerves is always.
Yeah.
I don't do gigs, but I mean podcasts, sports. For me, sports was the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I did sports forever, and you get so nervous until you're in there, and like I can remember so vividly like being nervous going up to the plate for baseball, and then so you're in there, it's like, nope, me and him, let's go. Like, let's fucking go.
And that's a feeling you really can't get anywhere else. Like it's awesome.
Well, I don't know if you know this. You know Shaquille O'Neal. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Basketball was his thing for fucking ever. That's where everyone knows him from, right? And he started doing EDM music in festivals, right?
Really?
He started doing music festivals because he said it's the only place on this world he's been able to find energy similar to the finals of an NBA finals.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Cool as hell, dude. And I'm telling you, I've been in the crowd for him performing.
Really?
And it is awesome. One, it's hilarious watching him stand up there because you see like everyone else, and then it's just him 2 feet taller.
Yeah.
But just him, he seems so excited to be there every time, and it's just so authentic. Like, he doesn't need to be there. You know what I mean? I think that's a big thing for a lot of artists, is when you know that they're doing it because they care about it, because they love it, that makes it that much different, as opposed to someone who's on their 50th concert of the third month, and they're like, I gotta leave here and drive 7 hours to perform another one, and then drive another 7 hours to perform another one. But
where'd you see him at?
Electric Forest, I saw him, and Lost Lands, I saw him.
Okay.
So I like EDM festivals. I'm a big festival guy, because if I'm gonna spend a couple $100 on a ticket, I'd rather see multiple people than just fucking one.
Yeah.
Which is my biggest bitch about the music industry, is like, I'm not spending $700 to go sit in nosebleeds to watch someone I really like to play. I would much rather go tailgate it, not spend any money, get trashed in the parking lot, and sit outside and listen to the echo. The thing that sucks is I want to support the artists.
Yeah.
Like, I know that people are there doing it for the right reason, but I know all the other bullshit that goes along with it is the other stuff. But yeah, so if you ever have a chance, I don't know if you like EDM music at all, go see Shaq, DJ Diesel. He goes by Diesel.
That's a good name for him.
It is a perfect name for him. But he does also. I like EDM. I like harder EDM, and I love mosh pitting.
Okay.
Moshing is so fun.
I've never tried that.
If you've never tried it, you have to do it. It is amazing. I never thought, I hated EDM.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about doing mosh pits. My ex-girlfriend from college made me go to a show, and I was very openly opposed to it. I went, and I was like, this was the coolest fucking thing ever.
Right.
So I'm a big drinker. Was through college, right? Shame on me. But I've never been into drugs, right? And it's a very big drug community. So, like, leave that over here, though.
Yeah.
Stick with me. it was the first time, I was a little buzzed up when we got to the concert, but I felt like I was on drugs because of like the music with the visuals, like it literally just makes you feel like different. And then once you feel that authentically, I don't know if you can forget it.
Yeah.
Like it's that much of an experience where it's like you're surrounded by, you know, maybe 100 people. The first one I went to was a smaller one, so it's maybe a couple hundred people, and everyone just loves each other, and you're just feeling the vibe, and the energy that everyone has is just contagious. So like you're looking around and everyone's feeling it. It probably sounds like bullshit to anyone who's listening who doesn't understand music, but I'm guessing you might understand a little bit more because you can feel that when like if a crowd is in you don't have to have a big crowd. It could be, you know, 5 friends sitting around a fire and they're really vibing with you. That connection you feel, so try it. That's all.
No, I mean, I think in a way music definitely does connect people for sure. And like when you get the right song and, you know, everyone knows it and everyone's singing along, like it's pretty cool, you know.
Do you travel a lot?
I guess I kind of have. You know, I don't think of myself as a traveler, but I guess these past couple of years, I kind of have. Like, went to Everglades National Park, went to Africa. We just got back from a cruise. Sweet.
So the reason I ask is because my favorite part about music is, especially at the global scale, right? Like the big time songs where everyone knows. I've gone to so many places, and you'll be in like this small, you know, dive bar in the middle of a state you've never been in, and this song will come on that you have so many memories to, but the entire bar is singing it. And the realization that everyone has those memories that are connected to this thing that this one person decided to post one time, or like push out there one time. They took that leap and started putting it out there. That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have the courage to do that right now, but
why not? Like your own stuff or what?
No, I mean, like I've wrote a couple songs, and I mean, I play them for other people. Like I play them for my grandma. You know, my grandma's my #1 supporter. You know, and she's like, "Oh, they're so good. Like, you need to put them on Spotify or whatever." And it's like, yeah, but like, is anyone really gonna listen to them? You know, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe someday I could see us doing that.
Yeah.
But I have so much fun playing the songs I know too.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I mean, I think if I ever wanted to make it a career, which and we're a long ways from that, definitely. But if I ever want to do that, I mean, I feel like I would have to. And I feel like me and Ireland too, like I think we're pretty creative people. I think we could definitely do it. But also there's been times before where we sit down, we try to write songs. It's like, oh, what rhymes with this? Like, oh, I was like, it is a lot harder. Yeah. Like if you're not like when I used to write songs a lot, it was like, it would just hit me. It'd be midnight, you know, and I'd be like trying to get to bed, like, oh wait, that's a good rhyme. That's a good rhyme. Let me write that down. And it's like, okay, here we go. And then like next thing you know, like you have a whole song together, and it only took you 30 minutes. Yeah. But then whenever you're not like in that like flow state, I guess, you know, you could be sitting there for 2 hours and get 2 lines.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, it's funny how the flow state works for that. Yeah. Like, I didn't notice it for sports for me, like, ever. And I'm sure there's times where like you fall into that, like you're just in the zone or whatever. But creatively, there it is. I've noticed that so much more where, you know, 90% of your work is in 10% of the time because I'm just so focused right now. It's really neat. Okay, so give me a summary. Where did you start with your music journey? Where do you feel you're at now? And where do you want it? Like, in an ideal world, where would you see it end?
Well, I guess I started kind of just playing in my room, you know, to myself, to the wall. Yep. You know, and it was, when I first started, it was cool just to play a couple chords and sing along, you know, and that still is for sure. Now I guess we're kind of just playing gigs and seeing where it goes, I guess, and we always enjoy it, you know. I mean, there's been a couple that maybe we didn't so much, but we always enjoy playing gigs and just showing other people what we can do. And it's kind of like a thing that we can bond over too, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely makes us closer that we can do this together. In the future, I mean, it would be great if someone would, you know, someone high up would see us, you know, and I mean, I would definitely do that as a career. I wouldn't have to work near as hard, you know. I could definitely take some more days of vacation, but yeah, I mean, I don't really know where we're gonna go. I don't really know if I ever see us being like famous, you know, but even just being able to play a show that, you know, a couple hundred people come see, you know, that would be awesome to me. I would be more than happy with that. So, I mean, I guess we'll just see what happens, really. I mean, right now we're just playing little gigs and making a little extra cash on the side and getting to have fun while we're doing it.
Yeah.
So
it's the important part too. I feel like once you start working at it too hard, it becomes not fun.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Okay. So if you had, say, 20 seconds to talk to someone who is struggling with something in their life, who feels some connection to music and wants to get started, what advice would you give them?
I would just say keep playing, man, because like I said earlier, I mean, for me, music was like such a cure and such an escape. Just to, and like, even if you're not trying to play gigs or anything, like, it's such an escape, and to me, it's like such a good, I guess, mental tool, if you will. But if you are starting to try to play gigs, just go play open mics, you know, go talk to people, go meet people, because you never know who owns a restaurant, or, you know, who's sitting out there that hears you playing and think, oh yeah, you know what, they would do good, or I have a friend that, you know, does these shows or whatever, you know. You really never know what can happen. I mean, I feel like most of our gigs are just us playing open mics or playing at a restaurant somewhere and like, hey, like I have this place I think you guys would do really good playing. Yeah. So, yeah.
That is awesome.
Keep going.
That is awesome. Well, Caleb, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Really, really appreciate it. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah.
I apologize taking you from business to not business pretty quick.
No, that's all right.
We switched that up pretty quick. But so we have a surprise for tonight. But before we get to that, do you want to do your shot before or after?
Let's do it now. Why not?
All right. I gotta finish my beer. I got some left in there. Shit.
I think mine's all empty. This is, I do like that name. It's been a while since I had it. Yeah.
Andy Shanny, dude. Tough to beat. All right.
What's this whiskey again?
This is Tin Cup whiskey.
Tin Cup whiskey.
Yes. If I'm being completely honest, the first bottle of Tin Cup I ever bought was because there's a shot glass on top. That's their thing.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It's a Tin Cup shot glass. Absolutely love it, and I love this whiskey. So I told you this before we were on camera, so I'll say it again. But the Tin Cup was actually one of our winners for our blind taste testing. So 4 of us tried it and rated it pretty high, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Caleb, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
To saving the forest one tree at a time.
Yeah, sir. That's pretty good.
Love it. So again, thank you for being here. But before we go, we have a surprise for everyone. If we could have the guitar come in. So Caleb is gonna do a little show for us, super quick.
Yeah.
Well, a song, not a show, just a little song.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Island. We appreciate you. Shout out.
Yeah, she's like the main voice, I guess, on our gigs. She's way better than I am at singing, so.
If you haven't seen these guys, you definitely need to. So if you ever see their names pop, do you guys have like a band name, or is it just?
We're just Caleb and
Caleb
Ireland,
Ireland?
yeah. And you can find us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you know.
Hell yeah. We'll put all your links down in the description too.
Sweet, yeah. Yeah, this is my baby here. She's been with me. I got this guitar was way too nice for when I first started playing, but I got it pretty early when I only knew a couple chords.
Yeah.
I started playing this, and I don't know if I definitely want to upgrade eventually, but man, this guitar has been through a lot with me.
She looks pretty.
Yeah.
So before you start playing, I do want to ask from an audio standpoint. So you got one mic.
Yeah.
It's between you and the guitar. Is it going to be okay? Do you think it'll get both?
Yeah, it should, I think.
Okay. So if this sounds terrible, it's me, not him, for the record. But yeah, whenever you're ready, if you need to do your little tune or do your tune stuff, or
it's one thing I like about this guitar. It always holds its tune.
nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, I think it'll be all right.
What are you gonna play for us right now?
We play country, so I guess I'll play a country song.
All right.
Well, Father's Day was just yesterday. We'll play "Love Without End, Amen" by George Strait.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I need to be quiet here and appreciate this.
Been a while since I played this song. I got sent home from school one day with a shiner on my. Well, fighting was against the rules and it didn't matter why. When Dad got home, I told that story just like I'd rehearsed. I stood there on those trembling knees and waited for the worst. He said, let me tell you a secret about a father's love. A secret that my daddy said was just between us. See, daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. When I became a father in the spring of '81, there was no doubt that stubborn boy was just like my father's son. And when I thought my patience had been tested to the end, I took my daddy's secret and I passed it on to him. Well, I said, let me tell you a secret about a father's love. A secret that my daddy said was just between us. You see, daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. Last night I dreamed I died and stood outside those pearly gates. And suddenly I realized there must be some mistake. If they know half the things I've done, they'll never let me in. And somewhere from the other side, I heard these words again. And they said, let me tell you a secret about a father's love. A secret that my daddy said was just between us. You see, daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. It's a love without end, amen. Messed up a little bit, but we figured it out.
I got goosebumps, bro. Two things. One, I hope that sounded as good in the mic as it did here, because I fucking loved it. And two, it was so hard not to join in. I fucking love that song. And
It's a good song, yeah.
So after the cameras are off, I'm gonna need you to play it again so we can sing it together, and you can hear how terrible I am. But no, thank you so very much for sharing that. That was awesome. Yeah, man, fucking music is cool.
It sure is, yeah.
Do you have any last message for anyone listening out there?
I guess just, keep doing whatever you're doing, whatever this is, music or forestry or going camping or being in nature. Keep doing whatever makes you happy, because I think everyone, needs a break from their job or maybe just get out of the house for a little bit, I think that's really important for everyone, no matter what situation you're in, good or bad. Just find that thing that makes you happy and keeps you going.
Yeah. Well, I've said this 4 times in the last 2 minutes, but thank you so much for being here, Caleb. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, yeah.
I've really enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure after the camera's off, we're going to have a couple more cool ones.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And cheers to many more. Many more cool convos and just vibing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much. That's all we have for this episode of Campfire Convos. Until next time, I appreciate you. Peace! A huge thank you to everyone who bought a log this season. Some of you sparked the fire, others kept it burning, but every one of you helped make Campfire Convos possible. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.